Boom, we're going.
Okay. Hello and welcome to the Barely Legal podcast. You're here either because we forced you. Try again. Hello and welcome to the Barely Legal podcast. You're here either because we forced you to, or this wasn't the Barely Legal you were looking for. Today we're doing something very, very special by presenting our faces after getting more than 200 views on our last episode. Yay.
This was not planned. Discord wasn't
It was
working.
not planned, and we decided to use Zoom. Today's episode, we're going to be looking at something very close to our hearts. Video games. But first, how is everybody doing?
Great.
Splendid.
Fantastic.
Tip-top.
to hear. How's quarantine treating you?
Oh,
Same
absolutely
old, same
lovely.
old.
You know, the amount of wanks I'm having is
Hey, you had to bring it in.
Is it going up more than
it
usual?
is whew,
What? Still? It's still going up.
still going up.
Oh
You
my
should-
goodness.
100% keep like an Excel spreadsheet of how many views per day?
I've been thinking about trying to beat my world record.
Oh,
No.
World
What
record.
Mean.
My
What's your-
personal record. Just say
what's your record?
16 in one day.
Oh, that's
Right.
painful.
I don't believe you. I don't believe you.
You don't believe me, but it did
Prove
happen,
it to
mate.
us.
Yeah, show us. Do it again.
Oh,
Why isn't
the video-
camera coming on me? This is disgusting.
You're fine. You're fine. Okay, so yes, video games. Everybody, we all like video games. We're big virgins who love video games. Don't mention we love video games. What is everyone's favorite video game? Going
Wow.
straight in with the big questions.
I should have to consult my list.
Or at least, let me rephrase, your top 3 video games, of which it can't be Minecraft, because Minecraft
Okay.
is a bit too,
Because we all know Minecraft shit.
Yeah.
That's why
Yeah.
I tried.
it's awful. So,
Should we just?
Who's going first?
mm,
Well, okay.
I'll-
You go
go ahead,
first.
Alfie. No,
Oh, okay, fine. Mine's on the top of my head. Okay, so this is in not as any specific order because I can't make up my mind. But I've got the original 2005 Star Wars Battlefront 2.
Yeah. I knew you'd pick that.
Absolute bloody classic. Another one, another Star Wars one, 2008, I believe. The Force Unleashed. Whoa. Basically, I love that one because it's basically, imagine, you get to play as a Jedi on crack.
See, my favorite part about that game is I really dislike playing it on anything. So with a traditional game, I'll play it on like medium or normal or like hard. But on that game, I intentionally go for easy because it makes me feel like I have, the powers of the Force within a game universe. It should take me 1 hit to kill a stormtrooper rather than 5.
That's
Thing
very
is, even
true,
on-
actually.
Even on the hardest difficulty, it's still the easiest game I've ever played. Like, I play on hardest difficulty, and then I play Minecraft on fucking normal. It's like, why is Minecraft, a game for 7-year-olds, harder than Force Unleashed?
So, is it 1.9 combat update? It makes the game. Gotta think about it more.
And then I've got to think of my third one. I'm torn between 2, and that is Halo 3. Good old classic Halo 3, Master Chief, just orgasms all around. Or, which I know you're going to probably hate me for this, Adam, Red Dead Redemption 2. But only for the characters.
Okay.
The gameplay's a bit shit. It's repetitive. But the story and characters, beautiful.
Okay, interesting. See, I actually prefer Red Dead 1 much more because of the gameplay. Rockstar, before they got into the whole microtransactions thing with GTA Online, produced games that I thought were really able to bring you into a world. And Red Dead 2 does that really well, but I feel like Red Dead 1 was the first one to truly do it in a way that I actually felt like I was in the Wild West.
Mine's just, your characters, Arthur Morgan, and how close you feel, the connections you get to other characters.
Feminist.
You can beat up a feminist if you want.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, great time. Like, who doesn't want to do that?
yeah,
No.
Minecraft doesn't have that, guys. What the hell?
Yeah, fuck. Yes, patriarchy.
Come on, Minecraft, up your game.
So, anybody else want to offer their list?
All right, I will.
Okay.
Oh,
Never mind.
Okay, go on, Sam.
Okay, all right. Well, I really struggled with this because I've played quite a few games in my time, and
In your what,
if
16 years?
yeah, if if we were able to say Minecraft, that would probably be my number one because I don't even know how long I've played that game. Just a lot, basically. But other than that, I'd probably have to go in first place. I don't know. I'll just say these are my top three, but they're interchangeable.
Okay.
Terraria, Stardew Valley, and Celeste.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've
Okay.
only
I
played two
haven't
of
played
those.
Celeste. What's Celeste?
It's like a platformer game, and it's very hard. At least towards the end, it is. Yeah.
Elaborate. Give me more details. Give everyone more details.
Well, I don't know. Um, there's. Hold on. It's like you have this ability to dash, and it makes like at first you don't have it, and so it's harder to move around and stuff. But then when you get it, it builds on that quite a lot with the way you move around, like the levels, and it's really like I don't know how to describe it. Like it develops on its mechanics really well, is what I would say,
Mhm.
and there are actually some interesting characters in it as well. But it's not like the main focus of like the whole game.
Very cool.
And
I didn't expect a platformer to be up there.
yeah, I sort of surprised myself because I was looking through the sort of games that I played, and when I saw Celeste, I was like, actually, I really enjoyed that game, and I think I could say it's one of my favorites. Yeah.
Fascinating. And yeah, Stardew Valley, I think, is a fantastic game.
Yeah.
And Terraria is like, yeah, I've never played it. I don't know.
But I've played about maybe 5 hours of it. Didn't like it.
Oh man,
I found it a bit boring, really.
I think there's definitely a debate to be had whether it's better than
think-
Minecraft or not.
Or I think my issue with it is I like building. I'm a big guy into my building, and I don't, it's very constrained. I feel like 2D, looking at it from a 2D angle makes me appreciate something less. There's less hidden details you can have in it. You can't include a shower in your fake bathroom, which you decided to have so it has functioning water because you don't have a life. That sort of thing.
I find that Terraria is more of a linear game than Minecraft because Minecraft you set your own goals, but in Terraria there's like the next boss to work towards killing and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
it's a very
So I
clear
find
progression.
They're very different games. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I just personally find it a bit dull. I think it's because I don't know. It's probably because I've only played 5 hours of it. It just seemed like not a lot to do.
A good one that
Probably
is
more
sort
than you
of
realise.
a
Like,
good game that there's a good game called Starbound, which is kind of like
yeah.
Terraria but in space,
Yeah,
and that's very cool. So the opening for that, it's kind of linear, kind of not. So the opening for that game is you are part of a space federation, and you're running to get, you're part of this new elite trained people. It's your first, it's like your graduation day. And on the same day, giant tentacle monsters attack your planet, I think it's Earth, and destroy it. And you just get thrusted into the middle of nowhere, and you have to try and survive on this new planet. It's very, very cool.
sounds good.
It is. Please sponsor us, Starbound.
Yeah, go for it.
Yes, give us money. Money.
Also follow our Instagram.
Yes.
I yeah, we're on a solid 4 followers so far. I need to start
One
aggressive
of them isn't me.
advertising. Anyway, my favorite games. Damn, I have a list right next to me. Oh man, I would say Terraria is definitely up there. I've played that game for so long, and I've had many positive experiences. I would say No Man's Sky. You may have heard of it. It's had a very troubled development because when it came out, there were like loads of promises about all these wild things you'd be able to do in space and on planets, but you couldn't do half of them. But
wasn't it when it first came out? There's like literally fuck all to do.
Yeah, but by now it is far better, and honestly, it's one of those games which just hooked me, and I was playing for a solid like few months just straight. Yeah, it's very fun, and it is kind of like you do have to grind quite a bit, which is unfortunate. But I think just the fact that there's like infinite planets and solar systems you can go to, it's just you never get bored.
Yeah.
My third would have to be. Oh man, I hate having to choose. It'd be one of the Battlefront games.
Okay.
Probably not EA Battlefront 1.
Oh, okay, good.
Maybe EA Battlefront 2, because honestly, I just love that. I love that game.
Okay.
I play it regularly.
But Adam, have you played it recently?
It's just it's brilliant.
I haven't. I only played it at launch.
I will say, you could argue it is better than the original in some places. It is gone from like
well,
shit
obviously, I'd imagine in like graphics or gameplay.
even if you ignore graphics,
Okay.
it's just. And plus, I just love the customization, especially the clones, because Clone Wars is my favorite time period.
Yeah.
So just for some clarification for our listeners who may not know about Star Wars Battlefront 2, the 2005 version, in that game, you can basically play battles in the Star Wars universe. But one of the main striking points for me is that on the PC version, you can play something called XL mode, where you basically have, I think it's like 100
versus 100.
Yeah, and you have these, you have like AT-ATs marching around, you have Wookiees charging into the battle, and it just is amazing for nostalgic purposes, but also the gameplay is just really fun. So one of the main reasons why I liked that game was purely because it was single player focused, because I don't really like playing against other people because I'm usually very bad at games, so it's never really fun for me. But for things that obviously the new Battlefront 2 is more designed towards multiplayer play.
True.
Well, I'm guessing I probably like it a lot more than you do, Adam, because I've grown up with games such as Call of Duty, Battlefield, maybe a bit of Counter-Strike here and there.
So I've grown up with games nobody's heard of that only one person can play.
Like, I swear, the favorite games you're going to say, I'm not going to fucking hear any of them.
No, you're going to know some of them. Or maybe one of them.
I fucking doubt it.
So yeah, I think that's my three. If it wasn't the Battlefront, it would be Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion.
Oh, I agree, actually.
Adore that game. It's very buggy. The graphics aren't great, but honestly, man, that game, something about it, so charming. I'd never get enough.
So for my top three games, I have a variety. So my first favorite one which is definitely so these are the games I actually have in my top three. So number 3 is Fallout New Vegas, which anybody here may have played. Basically, you are a courier, a guy or girl who had a package but was shot in the head, and you need to try and find the guy who shot you in the head. And just from there, it's a very, very big world with a focus on writing, a focus on trying to do things that are violent, but also maybe non-violent. There's just a lot to it. There's also a robot called Fisto, who is a sex robot. So there's lots of fun stuff from a game which is like 10 years old or something.
I would personally say with Fallout New Vegas, the story, bit shit. Like the main story, it's all the side missions that make the
100%
amazing.
Yeah, exactly. Sort of like Fallout 4, but I'm sure. So yeah, one of my favorite side quests is basically this little backstreet casino wants you to get sex workers for them, and just the characters and unique way you have to try and get them to sign up to it is very, very interesting. For my number 2, it would be Crusader Kings 2, which is basically a game where you play as a monarch, a duke, or like a monarch or a duke or a count in medieval Europe or India or like other parts of Russia. And it's just very, very fun because you can play it in so many different ways. So for example, if you want to seduce the world as like the Duke of Warwick, you can do that and have like 50 babies while also sleeping with the wives of every single major player in Europe. It's just incredible. Or you can decide to go for the more fighty, stabby route and take over everything. There's just a lot to it that makes it really, really fun in how much you can play. And then finally, my favorite game of all time is Portal, the original.
Oh, actually.
Which is a puzzle game where you use portals to get around. And the writing in it with the big villain of GLaDOS is just incredible. It is one of the only games where the ending has made me feel something very intense. It's good.
Have you played the second Portal game?
Yeah, so I would have said Portal 2 was my favorite, but I just think it's a bit too long. Portal 1 is about 2 hours long, and that's just perfect for the game it's trying to be. It's really good.
Is it the second one where it's like the cake is a lie?
No,
that's the first one.
That's first
but also,
one, right?
the cake isn't a lie because you get it at the end of the game. Spoilers.
Oh, yeah.
How dare you spoil
No. God.
But yeah, it's just incredible. Amazing game that I love very much.
Splendid. I haven't played any of those.
Well, have you heard of any of them?
Oh, I've heard of all of them.
See, I wasn't that obscure.
No.
Honestly, I was kind of because when you said like, oh yeah, I'll have some you may know, I was waiting for either like FIFA, or like, or like Fallout 76.
Oh.
What a great game that is.
That would have been pretty controversial.
It would have indeed. Well, with the new update, it's pretty good. But anyway.
Have they added NPCs in yet?
Yes, they have. They also have a proper speech writing system where the dialogue's actually very funny. They have an insult bot as well who makes fun of you. Good.
Wow, that only took about a year after its launch.
Well, come on, No Man's Sky got away with it, with being pretty awful.
EA's Battlefront 2 got away. Why do games do that now? They release now being shit and incomplete.
Yeah.
Money.
It is irritating.
All money.
I know,
all
but
money.
I love the days where it's like they release a game, and this is before like they could do just updates whenever they fucking want, and then that's a fucking game. If it's buggy as shit, it's buggy as shit.
Yeah.
It's like Skate 3. What a fucking game that is because of how glitchy it is.
Yeah. But that's the thing. The game isn't one of the worst games I've ever played is Goat Simulator.
What?
Because
Allow me to. That's amazing.
Allow me to finish. So, in Call of Duty, when somebody's like head just multiplies and goes up into the sky, that's really funny because that game is trying to be so serious. You know, you have like really grizzled men fighting a war, and when something like that or a guy just flings off into the atmosphere, it's really, really funny. But the issue with something like Goat Simulator is it's from the outset being like, oh, we're intentionally buggy. We're intentionally trying to be silly. And that just doesn't work because it's no longer funny because the game was designed to be like that.
I feel like the only reason I truly enjoyed it is probably because I was like so much younger back then when I actually played it originally. That's probably why I have fond memories of it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Because I bought it a few weeks ago because it was like £2 on PlayStation Store. So like, might as well. And fuck, it's just dull.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I can walk around and headbutt people and they go flying.
Yeah, it does. It did get boring after like the first time you played it, because by then you'd already found everything and done everything.
Yeah, and but that's the thing. I love, especially with Bethesda games, because they are also incredibly buggy. But I was playing Fallout 76, and I was talking to a guy and his head just wasn't there. He just didn't have a head. It was a blank space, and it was just hilarious just to see that. And he's talking to me about trying to transport some food, or his community's going to starve or whatever. How's he going to eat it? He has no head. It's good.
Yeah, I love it. I do love it when bugs happen like that in games. I was playing Battlefield 1 one time, and I was just driving around in my artillery truck, and a guy on the other team ran into it with his horse, and the horse just went absolutely flying for no reason. Literally went like probably off the map. It was quite something.
Oh, do you know what? Have you ever played? Well, I know you have, Adam, but Noel, Sam, have you ever played GTA 4 before?
No.
No.
But have you heard of like the famous swing glitch?
No.
Adam knows what I'm on about. Basically, you get into any car, maybe an ambulance or something, and there's this certain swing where you drive into it, you try and ramp it up, and then you just launch across the entire map as high as you can. Sometimes it kicks you out the car, and you just hear your character, Nico, just going, just falling to his death. Oh, good. That was like my childhood when I was 7. I loved it.
It's things like that with games. Bugs are beautiful.
No. What was it? Red Dead Redemption Undead Nightmare.
Yeah, I played it.
When I used to play it it only happened on my Xbox 360. Like I do on the PS3, doesn't happen. But when I play on the Xbox 360, I get this glitch where people's heads start disappearing, and so do the zombies. So one, that's quite hard to kill zombies. Where the only way to kill them is shoot them in the head when they've got no head, and then the game becomes completely unplayable. It seems like Red Dead and Undead Nightmare are merging together, because you'll have just normal NPCs without heads walking around, getting chased by zombies when they shouldn't be.
Yeah.
Missions won't start.
The timelines just merge.
The map starts disappearing, and it's horrible. And then I remember like crying when I was like 10 or something, because I was like, I want to play Red Dead and kill some motherfucking zombies, and I can't.
That's how Arby spoke when he was 10. It was exactly like that.
I've been playing 18 since I was probably
Same here. Yeah.
Like,
I wouldn't be allowed.
Nah, my parents. Yeah.
It's mad thing. I hear all these like gaming YouTubers that are like, yes, my first game was Call of Duty 4. I'm so good. It's like, bitch, I've been playing since the very first Call of Duty on like the PS2 or whatever it was. Bumper clap when I was about 3.
I played Saints Row 2, which is kind of, it's an 18 for a reason. That game's really fun.
It just drags a bit, I find.
Okay, fair enough. Anyway, I did want to quickly go on from... So, as I said, we were removing Minecraft from our favourite games because it is a very, very good game. But does anybody have any particular good memories that they want to relate to us about
Absolutely.
Minecraft? Okay, before I know what Noel's going to go on about, I just want to ask everyone, do you remember the original tutorial world? The one with the really poorly built castle?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Don't call it poorly built. That was a masterpiece.
Yeah, when you're like 8, that's a masterpiece.
Yeah.
Still is.
But I'm really disappointed that we can't go back to those worlds, or at least I don't know how you could, because...
Sorry.
No, you can
I actually, on my Xbox 360, I actually saved each of the tutorial worlds whenever they came out. So I have some of the oldest ones still there.
Wow.
Oh, that's amazing.
You
because
lucky son of a bitch.
The new ones are awful. They aren't, because I really liked it when they were like a big city or like a castle with a small town. Now it's just like an elytra flying thing, or at least that's the last one I remember playing. It's awful. Anyway, yes, Noel, I know you have lots of stories about Minecraft.
Okay. I'll try not to go into too much detail because there's far too much that I could go into. But essentially, me, I think there were nearly 20 of us at the peak. We had this world where it was like a geopolitical game, but since there are only a few of us, we couldn't have massive complex governments or anything. We just had like land ownership of places on the map, and Samuel was a part of it. He didn't come on much though.
No.
But yeah, so that was really fun, and I was I don't know what you'd call me. I
Dictator.
basically, yeah, I took my empire. I kept going to war with people, and I basically dominated the entire world and conquered almost everyone.
I think that's
Uh,
the fascinating thing about Minecraft, though, is because ultimately it allows everybody to do whatever they want
Mm.
obviously within certain constraints. But for example, as I said, I remember one of my prized possessions is this ravine city I built. But at the
Oh
same
yeah,
time, your favorite thing is, building a complex world. And I've seen the maps you've made for it,
oh
where you
yeah.
have it's incredible. But what about you, Alfie? Have you got any tips and memories?
I've got a memory of because back in the day, I think as we all did, we used to sweat Minecraft YouTubers,
Yeah.
and like my
Mm.
favorite one was Sky Does Minecraft,
Yep.
and it was especially his Cops and Robbers series.
Oh
I do remember.
yes.
Oh yeah.
So me and my brother on the 360 Minecraft just spent probably a good 3 months building this really shite prison
Yeah.
and
I made
inviting like kids in our like area. I should say this isn't recent. I'm not inviting kids around my place now. I know some of you think I'm a paedophile, right? I just love touching kids. Doesn't mean I'm a paedophile. This is back
We'd
when I
like
was
to
like
clarify, Alfie's lawyers would like to clarify that he does not indeed like to touch kids.
allegedly.
Uh,
But it was back when I was probably 8 or 9. Yeah, and we'll just get like neighbors, so like kids in our year when of course they were younger. Just up into my bedroom. This doesn't sound.
never invited me, what the hell?
What did you get him to play Cops and Robbers?
And we
You
just
got-
played Cops and Robbers. Thing is,
Yeah.
it was on one TV, so you could only have 4 people playing. And especially when
And you
one
could see each
person
other.
as the cop, you just screen watch the whole time. And then my brother got like really angry at me at one point because we used to fight all the time.
Yeah.
And so what he's like, fuck it, I've had enough of this. Went into creative on the Cops and Robbers and just blew the whole thing up.
Oh
No!
no, Zach
No.
does that. Oh, Zach
trying-
used to do that all the time.
I'm trying to think, what did I do to him? I think
You just beat him up.
Screen watching.
no. Oh, I remember now. Basically, because we had an Xbox 360 and a PS3, and
Okay.
he liked to go on Facebook on the PS3, and
Emo as that.
and then it was about midnight. I wanted to sleep, so I just got up, turned it off, and went to bed. So then he went on the 360 and blew up the Minecraft prison. I was like, I was horrified. It
fair-
gave me PTSD. I'm still suffering to this day.
With that ravine city that I just mentioned, I did upset Zach at one point, and he did go onto it and blow up like one of the housing complexes I made, and it's
I
just the
hate
worst.
Zach would never.
No, it's just it physically hurts to see something. It was like, did you see that Am I the Asshole Reddit thing where basically a mum was trying to get her kid to wake up at 7 o'clock. Trying to get a kid to wake up at 7 o'clock. And he didn't because he's been playing video games a lot. He's been sleeping until 9 to 10, which is fair enough because, quarantine and so on. But there's this Minecraft world he'd spent a year on. It was an island, I think, with a castle or something like that. And as a punishment, the mum restricts his computer access and deletes the Minecraft world, to which the kid apparently doesn't eat his food anymore, hasn't been eating his food.
Don't blame him, honestly.
Yeah.
Thing is, I think the kid's not going far enough. I think a dirty protest in his order. The kid not back up his world, idiot.
I can't believe that happened. I feel awful.
Yeah, I heard about.
Anyway, Sam, do you have any
I can't imagine such
Minecraft
pain.
tales?
Well, a lot of my memories are very specific, like small moments that just happened from a long time ago. So one of the ones I have is it was, I don't know how old I was, but basically I remember I was with Noel, someone else, and like a few other people on this Minecraft creative world, and it was probably one of the city worlds that we used to have.
Ah,
We
yeah.
used to have loads of those, but I remember messaging everyone. I don't even know why I did it, but I remember I messaged everyone on like the old Xbox 360 messaging thing. I said the pig army is approaching,
remember
and I just
this.
spawned a ton of pigs in and like lagged everyone's games out.
That was so annoying. You used to do it all the time. Literally, like, fill up the entity limit with pigs.
Yeah.
And I'd have to spend a good 10 minutes killing them all and picking up the remains. Oh, man.
That's one of the things I remember the most of is breeding animals, only for it to say, "Oh, you can't have any more pigs now."
Oh, I remember.
I just love breeding animals because, you know, watching the
Excuse me?
incest.
No. Oh, can you
I've
imagine
seen
if they
this-
like simulated like deformities in
Yes.
Minecraft?
I'm hoping in the
Those
next,
animals would be so.
next update.
interesting.
Screw
just
the
get
cave
worse and
update. I
worse.
want the deformity update.
Like things you can make it as like the quality of meat, like the hunger bars it does, like decreases the more deformed they are.
That means you'd have to like tag them or something. You know how they actually like paint animals
Yeah.
to designate who's like the parent and who's the son or daughter or whatever. You should do that.
I did.
They should bring branding to Minecraft.
Oh, I realized I did something even worse. On one world, I wanted a massive population of mushrooms, so I
Oh.
named one of them Brenda, and she was the only one they were allowed to mate with. So they were always mating. So they were always mating with like their closest relative. Oh goodness, that was horrible.
Do you know what that kind of reminds me of what like the Smurf world is like? Because you know how like the only female
just Papa
Smurf is
Smurf.
Smurfette.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Papa Smurf is getting some, you know, that brainy kid, you know, the asshole one, the Scottish one, all just, you know, plowing into Smurfette.
No.
And plus the children are as well, because she's the only
Okay.
female Smurf. I reckon Gargamel gets a bit of action as well. Maybe their cat as well.
I can't remember what happened to Brenda. I think I had to bury her because I was at war. So she's still just in a hole, hiding.
Do you ever get upset when your horse that you had, you know, probably since near the start of the game, like you go down, like you actually fall into like a ravine or something and it fucking dies? You're like,
Dude, horses, man. I get so attached to my horses. I had one called, I think his name was Odysseus, or a kid. Yeah.
Oh, what a dweeb who does classics.
Yeah,
God, imagine
no,
having
I
a
love
school
that
that
name.
has
It's so
classics.
cool. But
wow, I just named mine Tesco.
there was a fight, and Odysseus got shot and killed instantly. And so I went into a grief and a period of mourning, and I ended up building a massive statue just for him.
Wow. That's
But then the statue got defiled and
Oh,
violated multiple
that's
times.
awful.
So
We're sending you all the Fs.
thank
Yeah.
you.
F in the chat. Wow. Does anybody watch what's his name? Dream, who is another Minecraft
Yes.
YouTuber.
Yes.
He does a
No.
bunch of
Very interesting
challenges.
challenges.
Very, very interesting challenges. One of which is basically like a Minecraft manhunt thing, where one person gets to hunt another. And I've done similar things with my brother before, but basically because we're in physical proximity to one another, we'd physically harm each other so the other could stop running in the game so the other could catch up. It was wild, very fun. But yes, is that all everybody has with their Minecraft stories?
I'll tell
Can I
one more.
Okay, I'll
Okay.
tell one more after that.
Yeah,
Okay.
go ahead.
So on that world where I was trying to conquer everyone, I think one of the best examples of me being a bit extreme was
Like Hitler extreme.
the world was looking to find a peacekeeping like police force because everyone was arguing and crime was rampant. in the streets. And so
Mhm.
me and two other guys formed a group known as the Police. And we were like, hey guys, so if you're okay with this, we'll be the international peacekeeping force, and we can make all the laws, and we can enforce those laws, and we can't actually be convicted of any crime. And somehow, everyone agreed to it.
It's
And it
like
was
your
even
enabling act moment.
yeah, literally. And it was even better because all three of the police were a part of my empire. So essentially, we were invincible and we were untouchable in the eyes of the law. And I also, just to put down any further hope of rebellion, I built this weapon of mass destruction, which would obliterate anyone's base using a TNT duplication glitch. I was my policies were very questionable.
Wow, that sounds Hitlerific.
Oh,
Sam,
it was. We even
did
named
you
them the
say-
V2s.
Okay.
So
Yeah, Sam.
I put a picture on Reddit a long time ago now, 8 months, and
I remember.
I don't know why, but I'm really proud. It managed to get 60,000 upvotes,
Wow.
and this is
No,
literally all it
tilted-
was.
Tilted the other way.
Other way.
No,
No.
I mean
For
like,
fuck's sake.
yeah. This chicken has done the exact same sort of thing if I try to.
Waldo.
That was literally it. You got
That's it.
60,000.
Jesus.
Sam,
Yeah, I rate that, you know.
have you got some kind of like, what the hell is going on in your background?
It sounds like
Is
a
that
baby
you?
cow.
The
Yeah,
building.
it sounds like
Oh, the
like a
construction
nuke going
site.
off.
I've moved back into my bedroom, and
Can
yeah,
shut up.
you can just
It's been
hear
going on
that.
for like 5 weeks now, Samuel.
I know, it's been going on for ages. They're almost done now.
Okay, fantastic. Tell them, we're a big recording. It
Do
sounds
you want me to
awful.
mute myself?
That's alright.
Do whatever.
What did you say, Adam?
Oh, I said we're a big recording. I was just going to say studio, but that's not what I meant.
We're at a big recording studio.
Yeah,
Yes.
I meant to be like big podcast, but never mind. Video games. Yes, that's what we were talking about before.
Yes.
Minecraft, which is also a video game, stole us all away. Obviously, some games can be very bad, but does anybody have any particular awful games or the worst games they've ever played, and why were they particularly awful?
But I have a game which thing is, I like it, but I hate it. I hate it because of how often you see it, and that's Skyrim. I swear.
I wouldn't say that's an awful game at all.
No. I mean in the sense that every 2 months there's a new fucking edition out,
Oh yeah, okay.
and it's been out. It's been out for about 9 years or something, and just all the time you got for the Switch, for the Nintendo DS, for the microwave. Yes, Skyrim. Fuck off, Todd Howard.
I just hope that the next Elder Scrolls game will be actually decent.
Elder Scrolls 6, which hasn't.
I haven't heard about that for ages.
No, I think what Bethesda likes to do is pretend things exist, and then the final week before they need to release it, they'll make the game.
Sounds like me with my homework.
Yeah, am I right, guys? Yeah. So for me, I wanted to mention this because I recently have played a game which basically it's kind of like Far Cry, but it's basically the goat simulator of Far Cry, where it's intentionally trying to be awful by having awful physics. So you'll be driving in a Jeep or whatever, and you'll hit a wall and you'll fly off into space. And I'll admit, it was very funny the first time I was playing the game, which has PS2 era graphics, driving in a Jeep, which looks like, I don't know, it's not 3D at all. It looks like they've just sticked on something. It's crashing into a wall and flying off into space. But also, you'll have guns or a pistol where the recoil is intentionally bad, so you'll shoot it and it'll fly your screen off into the air. So yeah, it's just an awful game, and I get very upset by it. I don't even know why I bought it. It was like £5. I could spend that £5 on something actually good. But yeah.
I think for my like actual one, I might have to say any battle royale game. Because me personally, I don't see the appeal of walking around for like the whole time, waiting in lobbies and all that just to get 2 minutes of action.
What about
in a
Minecraft
game.
Hunger Games? Come on.
The thing is, though, if you weren't there from the start, you ain't going to be good. So you can't get into it now because there are already so many good people.
That's very true.
So you're just going to be shy.
Yeah. So, but if Fortnite didn't exist, then Ali A would probably not have a career as a YouTuber, and of course he is my favorite.
He has Call of Duty,
Very true.
He hasn't played that in ages.
Oh, is he not? Personally, I don't watch Ali A.
No, I watch him religiously. I love his updates on a game I do not play.
It's just his voice. Actually, no, it's not his voice. It's his hairline. Something about his hairline.
Yeah, no, I respect that.
It angers me.
Actually, no. How long have we been recording for now?
It doesn't say actually.
Well,
Fuck
I
it.
have
Let's
one.
keep going.
I have one final question, which is the only one I could come up with. Let's say we are a video game studio. We need to make the next big thing.
Wait,
What
EA.
is our game? We're EA. We have an unlimited budget. We have lots of developers. We even have our own marketing team. What game are we going to develop? Or what individual game would you like to see developed?
I think we should, all four of us, create a game right here.
Let's do it.
Oh wow. Okay.
So I'll present to you my idea for what the core thing should be, and I'll let you know what you think. Okay. So a game I've always wanted to play is you're in a city and you're on one end, you're like in the middle of the city, and a giant Godzilla-like monster, a giant like Cloverfield monster or whatever, is attacking the city. You have this city which has, buildings you can go into, like fully detailed interiors, that kind of thing, and you just need to get to the other end. Destruction mechanics, and when this, giant Godzilla monster breaks a tower or whatever you're in, it, you see it being broken. So I think that's the sort of game I would want to go for, where the challenge would be like easy is like a certain type of monster, medium is another type of monster, hard is a different type of monster.
Do you know what that kind of reminds me of?
What does...
You know Happy Wheels? The maps where you got to get from one side to the other, you got something chasing you.
Yeah.
That's what that reminds me of.
Classic.
So you want a 3D Happy Wheels?
Kind of not really, because okay, I envision it where, you're starting the game and everything's very normal for like the first, 5 to 10 minutes, maybe 15. Maybe you'll go into the shops, or maybe you're driving in your car. You'll put into a random scenario, and suddenly, out of nowhere, you'll see like a giant Mothra type being fly over you and destroy whatever landmark there is in this city we've created.
So it's just like,
I think
it seems like a game you can only play once, because if you're saying, you're just going to the shops or something, if you've already played the game before, you know what's going to happen, so you can just book it out of there. Because that's the objective.
Maybe that's a thing where you could have like...
It's all a cutscene.
It's just a movie. It's not a game.
Yeah, it is Cloverfield. You just plug in thing and it just plays Cloverfield.
No. Like, it's just so it doesn't get repetitive. Instead of having just one big monster, it can be a whole wide variety of natural disasters and monsters.
Okay, I like that idea.
If you survive 10 minutes with Godzilla, a volcano appears in the middle of the city. So
it keeps getting worse and worse until you die. So there is no escape, or what do you?
So it's a bit like Call of Duty Zombies, where it starts off easier, and then the longer you go, the harder it is.
Yeah.
I like that. So all of a sudden you've got a volcano spewing out lava, meteorites destroying the tower you're cowering in.
You got acid rain.
You just have to
but all of a sudden,
creative
giant ants start coming out of the ground. Yeah, I like that. That's really fun. But does anybody else have any other ideas?
Well, I just want an actual good fucking zombie game.
What do you mean?
So a bit like Undead Nightmare, but it's more of a realistic setting with like a proper good story. So basically, like Red Dead Redemption 2 mixed with Telltale's Walking Dead Series 1, because that's like the only
Okay.
one. And you get to make all like different decisions that make impacts.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, I want a game where you got full customization, you got loads of different endings, and you create who your character is personality-wise. Because I love those types of games.
Where would you be joining the game? Are you after the zombie apocalypse, or are you while it's starting? So when I say after, I mean like after everything's shut down.
I think you could do it. It's a bit like the story game where you start off. The first chapter of the game is before
like
the beginning. I guess so, but it's more like a free roam. You create your own character.
Yeah.
There's different endings on. When you talk to NPCs, there's different dialogue options. So a bit like Mass Effect and The Walking Dead. Different.
You know what I want? I want Wedding Ring Man, the video game.
Oh, what a cool bat!
Yes.
And then I feel like a Lego Wedding Ring Man.
Yes.
A bit like Lego DC superheroes.
No, but that's too PG. We can't have the wedding ring getting plunged into his neck.
No,
This needs to be an 18.
You have it where
No, you have it where he picks up the wedding ring, he hits them, and they like shatter into the different pieces. Like the head comes off.
Oh god!
Or maybe you can have it where he takes the head off and puts the wedding ring on like a separate piece, and then puts the head back on, and he's got X's on his eyes.
There are so many possibilities with the Wedding Ring Man.
But if
Wedding Ring Man. Sorry.
If we were to do the Lego Wedding Ring Man, it's got to have no speech in it whatsoever, because Lego games with voices in annoys me.
Yeah, I think it.
Lego Star Wars Complete Saga, amazing. And you got like Lego Batman 3, Lego Marvel, they talk, shite.
Yeah,
not funny.
I agree. You could have it where I'm trying to. Okay, so the other characters you can buy. Obviously, you've got Carl, your wife.
You have different boyfriends.
Is this DLC or just?
Oh, yeah,
no, this is part of the base game.
Oh, okay.
All the boyfriends, all 341 or whatever it was.
I feel like that's an idea for the DLC. You play as the perspective of Carl.
Ooh. So like obviously you have like 3 chapters. The 3 chapters are, Wedding Ring Man's beginnings, his fight against crime, and then his final re-engagement. And then the DLC is before you play as the boyfriends, where you've got to try and escape from Wedding Ring Man.
It's like a horror game, like
Oh my god, yes.
What was it, like PT or something like that?
Or like you could do Outlast, where you've got a camera and you're one of the boyfriends who has to go into his house, which is obviously a giant mansion because he's really rich, and you have him stalking you while you're in his house.
And of course, it's the camera you've been recording you having sex with Wedding Ring Man's wife with.
Yeah. Well. It's the same one.
It's the exact same camera.
Yeah.
You go into a warehouse and there's 50 wedding rings you need to collect.
Wedding rings are the collectibles.
And wedding ring, it's a bit like Sonic as well. Wedding rings are the health. So every time you get hit, all the wedding rings shoot out, and you have to try and collect them.
Yeah, because they puncture the Tupperware, which he folds the wedding rings in, and he needs to quickly scoop it back up. Yeah, I think that's the angle. I feel like it should be. I would personally go for a boyfriend perspective horror game. I think that's the angle to go for. Because ultimately, I think you could have multiple chapters where you're different characters, where you're trying to escape him in different scenarios. So, for example, one of them is you're in the sewers because you had just, engaged in some lovely activities with his wife, and he found you, and you run to the nearest sewer, and he's just stalking you in there. Because I feel like Wedding Ring Man is very sadistic. He likes to have fun with his victims. So, yeah, I think that could be a horrific.
It's like also depends on who you play as. That decides who is evil and who's good. So if you play as Wedding Ring Man, the perspective of the game is you're good. You're doing the right thing. But you play as Carl. He's like the horror. He's the horror.
Yeah,
He's terrifying. He's
like
the
a
evil guy.
sympathetic villain.
No,
It's
not even that. It's because it should completely change the tone of the game. So, like when you're playing Wedding Ring Man, everything is a bit brighter.
It's like
Everything.
an action game.
Yeah, it's an action game, and it's like third person or whatever. It can, But when you're playing from the boyfriend perspective, it's a horror game. Everything's
First
darker.
person horror.
It's first person horror. I think, yeah, that's the
Yeah,
game we should get EA to make.
And then we do like a special, like there's a special bonus mode where it's a bit like Mortal Kombat, where you play as Carl or the Wedding Ring Man. You get to do fatalities.
Cool.
Yeah.
We need to make an official book of Wedding Ring Man. No, we should make a short film about Wedding Ring Man.
I'm doing film studies, and part of it is I've got to create a student film. I think I should do Wedding Ring Man and invite you guys in.
This is it.
This is
it's our way to riches.
Yeah, I like it. And this is obviously the spin-off video game, which will have that. I think you could also have it where Wedding Ring Man, when you're playing the good side of it, it's like a dream he's in a coma and you can actually fly. You've got actual superpowers and you can go on this horrific rampage where the end of the game is like you panning out where he's finally in a coma because the police have arrested him or something.
It was all just a dream.
It was all just a dream. There are angles you can go down.
Oh, the horror one, it'll be a bit similar like to Resident Evil 7 when you've got something constantly chasing you.
Yeah.
Or more like Resident Evil 3 when you've got, Nemesis or whatever his name is? Constantly just chasing you the whole time.
Or you can have it you can have exactly that, but it's an open world and you need to live your life. So you need to go to the shops, you need to shop, you need to get your clothes, you need to go to the dry cleaners to get your clothes washed. There are so many things you need to do in this world to try and keep yourself normal and sane. You could have like a Sims thing where you need to like pee every now and then. But Wedding Ring Man
Sims game.
But Wedding Ring Man.
You got a Sims DLC. You got Sims DLC of Wedding Ring Man.
I'll be like £50 though.
But no, I just love the idea. You need to go to the shop.
We're gonna have.
Oh.
Skins.
We're EA. We've got to have loads.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. Wedding Ring Man costume before he was Wedding Ring Man. So it's just a normal guy chasing him around.
It's just a normal guy. That'll cost probably around about, let's say, 12 quid.
And obviously the loot crates are the briefcases he opens, which had the original 2 million.
Yeah.
And you can buy wedding rings as well. So that's like ammunition.
With real money.
With real money.
Like different types of wedding rings to increase your damage.
So if that's like all the campaign, are we gonna have like
an online?
Yeah, like an online, more casual.
It's a bit like the Friday the 13th game, or was it Dead by Daylight, where you got someone. Yeah.
Where somebody is Wedding Ring Man, you're all the boyfriends. Go and hide.
Well, you're all Wedding Ring Man.
Okay, Wedding Ring Man Battle Royale, where you're all the boyfriends. Wedding Ring Man has captured you, and he says the one who survives,
gets
gets
my wife's hand in marriage.
Yeah. Or like can continue being my wife's boyfriend. And the competition, because obviously you can have esports for it, you can have it where the actual prize is a wife.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
We have $1 billion idea right now.
Man, this is going to be the next big
Microsoft.
franchise. Step aside Star Wars.
This is I genuinely.
We're really on something here. The Wedding Man Expanded Universe.
Yeah, that's probably going to be the title of this one's episode. Wedding Ring Man, the video game. This is the only thing that's going to keep this podcast alive.
Wedding Ring Man. Sam, you saved the episode yet again.
Wow, incredible. So yes, that is all the lovely questions I had for today's episode. Does anybody have anything else they'd like to add to video games?
I only just remembered something that like me and you, Adam, used to talk about in primary school, along with like Josh and
Okay,
Tyler.
I'm not going to remember this, but
And
go ahead.
we used to always talk about like our dream video games and what like the sequel to a next video game, what we would want in it. And I remember us talking about like GTA 6.
Uh-huh.
And I just remember us talking like, yeah, they should make it so you can go across the entire world. Oh, fuck, my battery's dead almost. You go across the entire world. You can go, so let's say you go to England, you can blow up Big Ben. You can go to Worcester and there's Pit Marston School right there. Yeah. You can bomb it or something. But we were fucking mental. I also remember us talking about FIFA and saying like, yeah, you should have FIFA, but there should be a button where you can bite people.
I
Right,
remember.
FIFA. Sorry, I would say Ringman FC. He gets all the boyfriends on a team and forces them anyway.
I remember. I used to really want the Vaults mod on Minecraft and play with my friends because it was one way you could get like nuclear reactors and missiles.
Yeah.
And I found the other day I had this plan written down where I was gonna get Toby, this person who at the time we weren't the best of friends. I wanted to get him on the same world so I could drop a nuclear bomb on his house and destroy him because that would have been fun.
Incredible. Sam, do you have any final things?
No, not really.
Wow, before. Okay.
I just thought something. We should all recommend a game for our hundreds of viewers.
Yes.
For us to play.
That's a great idea.
So who wants to recommend the game first?
Okay, I'll recommend it for PC.
Indie game, Minecraft.
Actually, yeah, we should recommend a game for each console.
I'll do PC.
So yeah, I'll do Xbox 360.
360?
I'll do Xbox One.
Oh God, I don't know.
Go for the
Xbox One S is exactly the same.
You know what? I'll go for the original Wii.
Okay. Okay, right. Let me think about my recommendation very quickly. Unless anybody has anything else they want to.
Super Hot for the Xbox. I don't know how I don't think it's massively popular. It's basically you go around and you're a dude, and there are loads of red dudes who are trying to kill you with guns and bats and katanas, and you have to kill them all before you die. It's not like graphic or anything though. These are like
the important thing to remember.
Like crystal dudes.
Yeah, but time only moves.
Yeah,
time only moves when you move as well. So it's all about that strategic.
Oh yeah, of course. How could I forget? Yeah, it's really good.
That's
game.
the main thing behind the game.
Yeah, that's literally the main appeal. But yeah, Super Hot. Give it a go.
I think my one. This is a game where it's like it's kind of faded out. It used to be like really popular, but it's just I see nobody talk about it because of how the other games in the franchise kind of tainted it a bit. That's Assassin's Creed 2. Which I think if you love history, if you love stealth games, if you love a great story, and you definitely love character development, it's an amazing game set in Renaissance Italy. It's such a beautiful game with so much heart and emotion, and you get to assassinate people.
Lovely jubbly.
Lovely jubbly.
So for PC, I'm going to recommend the most middle class and boring game, which is House Flipper. In House Flipper, you buy properties and houses that are abandoned. You need to clean them up, and you need to furnish them, paint them, retile them. It sounds really boring, but in terms of this lockdown where things have been very stressful, I love just spending like a good 4 hours or something making a house, staring at it after I've completed it and going, wow, this is actually something I'm very proud of. And if you want to have a game where you can stare at something and be proud of it, House Flipper is the game for you.
My game for the original Wii is Super Mario Galaxy 1 and 2. Now, imagine Mario, but in space. That's all I've got to say.
Boom.
It's just, yeah, there you go.
What, a floating corpse because you can't survive in space? Just
No, like you travel between planets and stuff. I remember I played it when I was like younger. It's really good.
Incredible.
I can't believe we never spoke about Wii Sports.
Oh, I should have recommended that.
Well, too bad. Now it's ending. I'd just also like to say thank you, everyone who listens. Surely we have like at least 40 new people who have never heard of this podcast before, who has seen our last episode, which for some reason got more than 200 views.
I reckon it's because of the clickbait title. And
100%. We need to keep up with this.
The thing is, I don't feel like many people would listen to this one because this is games.
It's very
like,
inclusive,
specific. Yeah.
So I'm feeling this might be the one with the lowest views.
But you know what? It doesn't matter.
We had a good time.
Yes,
we had a good time, and we also always have that one episode we can look back on and go, "Wow! If we're ever out of ideas, mention Wedding Ring Man."
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yes.
So if that's all, everybody.
Apart from those 3 of you who are dislike bombing all of the videos, I'll kill you personally.
Yeah.
Just kidding. YouTube, don't take us down, please.
Don't take us down, YouTube.
Susan,
We're rebelling.
Susan, we really hate you.
Susan Wabberjack.
Susan Wabberjack.
I love calling her Susan Wabberjack. It's great.
Fantastic.
Anyway, yeah.
And from me, goodbye.
Yes, that's it.
Bye.
Jesus Christ.
Bye.
Bye.